Welcome to Fearless Audio, the home of powerful words that lift your spirit, sharpen your focus, and light the fire within you. Today, you're about to experience something that could change the way you look at life, yourself, and your dreams. This is Focus on You Until You Win, written by Martin M. Daniels, and now brought to life in audio so you can carry its message with you wherever you go. This book is not just about motivation, it's about transformation. It's a reminder that your greatest power lies not in pleasing others, not in chasing what the world tells you to chase, but in turning inward and focusing on your own growth, your own vision, and your own potential until the win is yours. Every chapter of this audiobook is a step closer to the best version of yourself. If you're tired of being distracted, if you're ready to stop comparing and start becoming, if you're serious about your dreams, then this journey is for you. Let these words speak to your heart. Let this voice walk beside you in your struggle, your growth, and your victory. And as you listen, remember this: your future is built by what you choose to focus on today. So take a deep breath. Let the world fade for a while. Tune in and turn up your inner fire. This is your time. And if this message moves you, if it adds even a drop of strength to your day, then please support this channel, Fearless Audio, by subscribing, liking, and sharing it with someone who needs it. Your support must bring more powerful books, more life-changing messages, and more fearless audio straight to you. Now let's begin the journey. This is Focus on You Until You Win. Introduction. In life, it's easy to lose yourself. You look around and see others achieving more, doing better, or moving faster. You scroll through social media and suddenly feel like you're behind. You start to question yourself. Am I good enough? Am I doing enough? Why is everyone ahead of me? These thoughts creep in quietly, and before you know it, you're not focused on your own life anymore. You're focused on theirs. But here's the truth. The moment you stop focusing on others and start focusing on yourself, everything begins to change. Your life doesn't need to match anyone else's timeline. You are not in a race with anyone. The only person you should be competing with is the version of you from yesterday. That's where true growth begins, when you make yourself your main focus. This book is about that shift. It's about choosing you. It's about giving yourself the attention, the love, the patience, and the commitment you've been giving to everyone else. It's about taking back your power and saying, I'm going to focus on me until I win, because you deserve to win. You deserve to feel proud of who you are becoming, and you don't have to wait for anyone's permission to start. No matter where you are right now, whether you're lost, tired, confused, or just stuck, this book will guide you back to yourself. It will remind you that everything you're looking for is already inside you. You just need to stop looking out and start looking in. This is your time, your journey, your story. Focus on you, build you, heal you, and don't stop, not until you win. Chapter 1, Silence the Noise. We live in a noisy world. Everywhere you turn, someone is talking, shouting, posting, or giving their opinion. Social media, television, friends, strangers, everyone has something to say. The problem is, all that noise can drown out your own voice. It becomes hard to know what you want, what you believe, and who you are. That's why the first step to focusing on you is learning how to silence the noise. Noise doesn't always mean sound. Sometimes it's the pressure to fit in. Sometimes it's the fear of being judged. Other times it's the constant comparison that makes you feel like you're not enough. This kind of noise is dangerous because it doesn't just distract you. It steals your peace. It steals your clarity. It steals your future. Think about this. How many times have you doubted yourself because of something someone else said? How many dreams have you buried because you were afraid of being laughed at? How many times have you held back because you were too focused on what others might think? The world will always have something to say, but you don't have to listen to everything. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need everyone's advice. What you need is space. Space to think, space to feel, and space to grow. One of the most powerful things you can do is turn down the volume of the outside world and turn up the volume of your inner voice. That voice, the one inside you, knows your potential. It knows your pain. It knows your dreams. But it's hard to hear that voice when you're constantly surrounded by noise. Silencing the noise doesn't mean you cut everyone off or live in isolation. It means you become more selective about what you allow into your mind and heart. It means you learn to pause before reacting. It means you start asking, is this helping me grow or is it distracting me? Sometimes noise comes from people who love you. Friends, family, even mentors may try to guide you based on their own fears or limitations. They may mean well, but their advice isn't always right for you. You have to learn how to separate love from limitation. You can appreciate their concern without allowing it to block your path. Other times, noise comes from strangers. You might post something online and get judged for it. You might try something new and someone laughs. But remember, most people who criticize are not creating anything themselves. They speak from the sidelines. They don't know your heart. They don't know your story. Silencing the noise also means managing your digital world. How much time are you spending on your phone? How many opinions are you reading every day? How often do you scroll through other people's lives only to feel worse about your own? Social media can inspire, but it can also distract. If it's making you doubt yourself, then it's time to take a break or reset your focus. Create space in your day where there's no input, no phone, no TV, no music, no conversation, just silence. In that silence, you'll begin to hear your thoughts more clearly. You'll feel your emotions without judgment. You'll begin to remember who you are when the world isn't telling you who to be. Start your mornings in peace. Before you pick up your phone, sit with yourself. Breathe. Think about your goals. Reflect on your progress. Pray or meditate if that's something that grounds you. Even just 5 minutes of stillness each morning can change how you face the day. Silence also helps you solve problems. When your mind is quiet, you can think more deeply. You begin to see solutions you couldn't see before. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop rushing and start choosing. You must also learn to quiet the noise in your own mind. Sometimes the loudest voice of doubt comes from within. That inner critic, the one that tells you you're not smart enough, not strong enough, not good enough. That voice is lying. It's repeating things you've heard from others or fears you've picked up along the way. You don't have to believe everything you think. You can choose to replace those thoughts with truth. Try this. Every time a negative thought enters your mind, stop and ask, is this helpful? Is this true? Is this how I would speak to someone I love? If not, let it go. Speak to yourself with kindness. Encourage yourself like you would a close friend. You are with yourself every day. Make your inner world a place of peace, not war. It also helps to surround yourself with people who bring calm, not chaos. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do you feel uplifted or drained? Do you feel inspired or insecure? Protect your space. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't owe anyone access to your mind or heart. This is your time to grow, and not everyone will understand. That's okay. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Silencing the noise is an act of self-love. It's how you protect your energy, your dreams, and your progress. It's how you stay focused when the world tries to pull you in every direction. You have something powerful inside you, but it needs space to shine. Don't let outside voices drown out your inner greatness. Don't let the world's confusion steal your focus. Turn down the noise. Listen to yourself. Trust your journey. You are not here to live someone else's life. You are here to live yours. You are not here to follow the crowd. You are here to follow your calling. The first step to winning is learning to be still, to hear your heart, to calm your mind, and to remember who you are. Focus on you. Block out the noise. Build in silence. And when the time is right, the world will see what you've been working on, a stronger, wiser, and more powerful version of you. This is just the beginning. Stay focused. Stay quiet. Keep building until you win. Chapter 2, Know Your Worth. One of the biggest mistakes people make is forgetting how valuable they are. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you're not special, not smart enough, not attractive enough, or not successful enough. You may look around and feel like you're just one small person in a big world, trying to find your place. But the truth is, you already have value, just because you exist. You were born with something no one else has. Your thoughts, your heart, your experiences, and your voice. These things make you unique. But if you don't recognize your own worth, you will spend your life chasing approval, settling for less, or trying to become someone you're not. You'll keep looking outward for something that can only come from within. Knowing your worth is not about being proud or arrogant. It's about respecting yourself. It's about realizing that you are enough, not when you get that job, not when you earn more money, not when someone loves you, but right now, just as you are. Growth is important, but you don't have to become someone else to be worthy. You are allowed to improve while still appreciating who you already are. Many people tie their self-worth to results. If they succeed, they feel good. If they fail, they feel worthless. But this is a dangerous game because life is full of ups and downs. You will win some days and you will lose others. If your worth depends on winning, you'll fall apart the moment things go wrong. That's why you must build your self-worth on something stronger: your character, your heart, your effort, your faith, your courage. Your value isn't in what you do, it's in who you are. Are you honest? Are you kind? Do you try again after falling? Do you love deeply? These are the things that truly matter. These are the things no one can take from you. Think about how you speak to yourself. Are your thoughts kind or harsh? Do you build yourself up or tear yourself down? You might not realize it, but your inner voice has great power. If you constantly say you're not good enough, you start to believe it. And what you believe becomes your reality. You need to become your own biggest supporter. Life is already hard enough. Don't make it harder by being your own enemy. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I'll try. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, say, I'm still learning. Instead of saying, no one sees me, remind yourself, I see me. I matter. There will always be people who doubt you, criticize you, or misunderstand you. That's part of life. But don't let their opinions shape your identity. Not everyone is qualified to speak into your life. Some people project their fears onto you. Others can't handle your strength. Some simply don't understand your journey. That's okay. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself. When you know your worth, you stop chasing things that don't match your value. You stop begging for attention, love, or validation. You stop staying in places that hurt you just because you're afraid to leave. You walk away from what no longer serves your peace. You set higher standards, not because you think you're better than others, but because you finally realize what you deserve. Knowing your worth also helps you make better choices. You stop settling for jobs that drain you, relationships that break you, or habits that destroy you. You begin to choose things that bring you joy, challenge you to grow, and protect your spirit. You learn to say no to what hurts and yes to what heals. Sometimes we forget our worth because of our past. Maybe someone made you feel small. Maybe you failed and never got back up. Maybe life hit you so hard that you started to believe you were broken. But hear this, your past does not define you. Mistakes don't erase your value. Pain doesn't mean you're weak. In fact, surviving hard things only proves how strong you really are. There was once a man who spent his entire life fixing old watches. He worked quietly in his little shop, never seeking fame. People brought him broken watches, and he carefully brought them back to life. One day, someone asked him, "Why do you spend so much time fixing something so small?" He smiled and said, "Even the smallest pieces have value when handled with care. That's how you must treat yourself, with care, with respect, and with patience. Even in your brokenness, you have value." Another reason people forget their worth is because they keep measuring themselves against others. But life is not a competition. You don't lose value just because someone else is doing well. Their light doesn't dim yours. Their success doesn't erase your purpose. Stay in your own lane. Focus on your growth, your pace, your goals. The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. If you want to build your self-worth, start keeping promises to yourself. If you say you'll do something, do it. If you say you'll stop a bad habit, work on it. If you say you'll treat yourself better, follow through. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust. And self-trust is the foundation of self-worth. Also, surround yourself with people who remind you of your value, not because you need their approval, but because good company helps you grow. Be around those who speak life into you, not those who constantly bring you down. And be that kind of person for others too. The more you see the worth in others, the easier it becomes to see the worth in yourself. Remember this. You were not put on this earth by accident. You have something the world needs. Your story, your voice, your heart, it all matters. You may not see the impact you're having yet, but keep going. Keep growing. Keep showing up for yourself. Every day you choose to love yourself a little more, you take one step closer to becoming who you were always meant to be. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be, learning, growing, and becoming. Don't rush the process. Don't doubt the progress. Just keep reminding yourself of the truth. You are worthy, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. When you know your worth, you walk differently. You speak with more confidence, you dream with more courage, and you stop waiting for the world to see your light because you finally see it yourself. So focus on you. Speak kindly to yourself. Trust your value and never forget you are more than enough until you win. Chapter 3, Protect Your Energy. Your energy is one of the most important things you have. It's the fuel that powers your dreams, your focus, your courage, and your peace of mind. But in today's world, energy is being drained everywhere by negative people, endless distractions, bad habits, and situations that steal your joy. If you don't protect your energy, you'll find yourself tired, discouraged, and lost, even when you're working hard. You can't grow if your energy is always low. You can't focus on you if your mind is always tired and your heart is always heavy. That's why protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't give your best to the world if you have nothing left inside. Start by paying attention to who and what takes your energy. Notice how you feel after certain conversations, tasks, or places. Do you feel uplifted or do you feel drained? Do you feel inspired or do you feel empty? Your body and mind always give you signals. Listen to them. Some people will drain your energy without even meaning to. They may complain all the time, bring drama into your life, or make everything about them. These people don't always come with bad intentions, but they create a heavy space. If you're always giving your time and emotional energy to people who never give back, you'll eventually burn out. You have the right to set boundaries. You have the right to say no. You don't have to answer every call. You don't have to attend every gathering. You don't have to solve everyone's problems. Your energy is sacred. Not everyone should have access to it. Protecting your energy also means being honest with yourself about your habits. How much time do you spend on things that don't help you grow? How many hours are lost scrolling through your phone, worrying about other people's lives, or doing things just to fit in? Every minute you spend distracted is energy taken from your goals, your peace, and your progress. You only get so much energy each day. Think of it like money in a bank. Would you give your money to people or things that don't value it? No, you wouldn't. So why give your energy away so carelessly? Be mindful of where it goes. Sometimes the biggest energy thief is your own mind. Overthinking, self-doubt, and fear can exhaust you. You replay mistakes in your head, imagine worst-case scenarios, or constantly worry about things you can't control. This kind of thinking wears you down. To protect your energy, you must learn to calm your mind. Take breaks, breathe deeply, journal your thoughts, talk to someone you trust, let go of what you can't control. You don't have to carry every burden alone. You don't have to figure everything out today. Give yourself grace. Another way to protect your energy is to create a space that feels good to you. Whether it's your room, your desk, or a quiet corner, let it be a place that brings peace. Clean it, decorate it, fill it with things that remind you of your dreams and your strength. Your environment has a big impact on how you feel. Choose peace over chaos. Be careful with your mornings. The way you start your day shapes your energy for everything that follows. Don't rush straight into stress. Take time for yourself, even if it's just a few minutes. Breathe, stretch, pray, write down your goals. Drink water. Let your first thoughts be calm and clear, not panicked and pressured. Own your morning and you'll own your energy. Also, don't underestimate the power of rest. Many people treat rest like a weakness, but it's actually a weapon. When you rest, you reset, you recover, you become stronger, you think better, you show up with more power. Rest is not a waste of time. It's part of winning. So sleep well, take breaks, and listen to your body when it needs to slow down. Exercise is another way to protect and increase your energy. Movement clears the mind, lifts the spirit, and strengthens the body. You don't need to run a marathon. A walk, a workout, a dance in your room, it all helps. When your body feels strong, your mind feels stronger too. Be selective about what you allow into your mind. The music you hear, the shows you watch, the messages you read, they all affect your energy. Fill your mind with things that build you, not break you. Listen to words that encourage. Watch stories that inspire. Read books that open your mind and heart. You become what you consume. Sometimes protecting your energy means walking away from people, from situations, from jobs, from places. If something is slowly killing your spirit, it's okay to leave. You don't need to explain. You don't need permission. Protecting your energy is your responsibility. No one else will do it for you. Be around people who add to your life, people who laugh with you, support your dreams, challenge you in good ways, and remind you of your power. You don't need a lot of people, just a few real ones. Their energy will lift you higher. Lastly, speak life into yourself. Your words matter. The way you talk to yourself shapes your energy. Instead of saying, "I'm tired of life," say, "I'm learning how to grow through this." Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," say, "I'm getting stronger every day." Speak with power. Speak with hope. Your words are energy. Use them to fuel your fire. Every day is a chance to choose better energy. You can't control everything around you, but you can control how you protect your peace. You can decide what enters your mind, who enters your life, and what you focus on. You have dreams to chase. You have healing to do. You have a future to build. Don't waste your power on things that don't matter. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Focus on you. Guard your spirit. Choose peace over pressure, and keep your energy clear and strong until you win. Chapter 4. Stop seeking approval from others. One of the hardest habits to break is the need for approval. From a young age, we're taught to seek permission, to be liked, to fit in. We want our parents to be proud, our teachers to say we did well, our friends to accept us, and the world to applaud us. But living your life for approval is like chasing a shadow. No matter how fast you run, you can never really catch it. When you constantly look for others to approve of your choices, your dreams, or your personality, you give them control over your life. You allow their opinions to shape your self-worth. But here's the truth. No matter what you do, not everyone will like you. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will clap when you succeed. And that's okay. You're not here to impress everyone. You're here to live your truth. The need for approval can be a prison. It makes you play small. It makes you afraid to speak your mind, try new things, or take risks. You start saying yes when you want to say no. You hide parts of yourself just to be accepted. You pretend to be okay when you're not. Slowly, you lose yourself while trying to make everyone else happy. But here's the thing. You don't need their approval. You need your own. You need to wake up in the morning and be proud of who you are. You need to look in the mirror and respect the person staring back. That kind of inner peace is worth more than 1,000 likes or compliments. Every time you choose yourself over approval, you grow stronger. You stop chasing validation and start building self-respect. You stop asking, "Will they like this?" and start asking, "Is this true to me?" That shift is powerful. It changes the way you think, the way you walk, and the way you dream. You may worry that if you stop seeking approval, people will leave. And yes, some might, but let them. Anyone who only likes you when you agree with them or shrink for them is not your people. The right ones will love you for your truth, not for your performance. And the wrong ones, you're better off without their opinions shaping your path. Think about it. When you look back on your life one day, do you want to remember how many people liked your choices? Or do you want to remember how bravely you followed your own heart? Approval is temporary, but regret can last a lifetime. Don't trade your future for someone else's comfort. There was once a young artist who loved painting bright, bold colors, but people told him his art was too wild, too strange, too loud. So he began painting only in soft shades, pleasing the crowd. His paintings sold, but he felt empty inside. Years later, he returned to his true colors and painted with fire again. He said, "I lost years chasing approval. Now I paint for my soul, not for their praise." That's the kind of freedom you deserve. Freedom begins when you stop waiting for permission. Permission to live differently. Permission to take a new path. Permission to speak up. Permission to dream big. You don't need anyone's green light. Give it to yourself. You might ask, but what if I fail? That's a fair question, but failure for the right reasons is better than success for the wrong ones. At least when you fail while being true to yourself, you learn, you grow, you stay honest. But when you succeed just to please others, you often feel lost, even in victory. Let's be real. Breaking free from the approval trap takes courage. You might feel guilty at first. You might second guess your choices. You might even lose people along the way. But what you gain is far greater. Your peace, your power, and your purpose. You'll start to notice the difference. When you live for approval, you feel anxious and unsure. You constantly ask others what they think. You fear judgment. But when you live for yourself, you feel steady. You trust your gut. You walk taller. You make decisions with confidence, not fear. One way to stop seeking approval is to spend time alone and listen to your own voice. In silence, you find clarity. You begin to hear what you really want, not what the world tells you to want. You get to know your own heart. And once you truly know yourself, you don't need to be told who to be. Another step is to let go of the fear of rejection. Rejection is part of life. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means that something wasn't meant for you. Learn to take rejection as redirection. Use it to find a path that fits you better. Every no clears the way for a yes that aligns with who you really are. You also need to trust that your instincts matter. People might doubt you. They might question your choices, but you are the one walking your path. You are the one living your life. They don't see your vision, your dreams, or your pain. They don't know what it's like to be you. So why let them lead your journey? Speak kindly to yourself when doubt creeps in. Remind yourself of what you've already overcome. List your wins. Celebrate your growth. Build a voice inside that says, "I am enough," even when no one else says it. That inner voice will carry you through the storms. Also, understand that people's opinions are often more about them than they are about you. Their fears, their judgments, their limitations, they project those onto you. Don't make them your truth. Just because someone doesn't see your value doesn't mean you don't have it. Imagine a strong tree in the middle of a field. The wind comes. People throw stones. Birds rest and fly away. But the tree stays grounded. Why? Because its roots go deep. That's how you must be, rooted in your truth, unshaken by noise. Approval may come and go, but your roots keep you strong. Live your life with purpose, not performance. Let your choices come from love, not fear. Let your dreams come from your heart, not someone else's expectations. When you do that, you stop existing and start truly living. And remember this, the people who make a real difference in the world, the ones we admire, didn't follow the crowd. They stood out. They were misunderstood. They were judged, but they stayed true. And in the end, their courage spoke louder than any approval ever could. So if you've been waiting for someone to tell you you're allowed to be you, let this be that moment. You are enough. You are allowed to live boldly. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to follow your own path. You don't need to be chosen. Choose yourself. Focus on you. Let go of approval. And trust that staying true to yourself is the most powerful thing you can ever do until you win. Chapter 5, Discipline over Motivation. Motivation is a great feeling. It's that burst of energy you get when you watch an inspiring video or hear someone tell a powerful story. It makes you want to change your life, chase your dreams, and push forward. But here's the truth. Motivation doesn't last. It comes and goes. Some days you'll feel strong, and other days you won't want to move at all. That's why if you rely only on motivation, you'll keep starting and stopping over and over again. What truly moves your life forward is discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's showing up on the days when everything feels heavy. It's choosing progress over comfort. Discipline is not easy, but it is powerful, and it's something you build, not something you wait for. When you're focused on your goals, you'll soon realize that feelings are not always your friend. Some days you'll feel tired. Some days you'll feel discouraged. Some days you'll feel lazy. But your future doesn't care about how you feel. It cares about what you do. Discipline says, I may not feel like it, but I'll do it anyway. And that's what builds real success. Think of any person who's achieved something meaningful: an athlete, a writer, a business owner, a teacher, a parent. They didn't win just because they were motivated. They won because they stayed consistent. They kept working when it was boring. They kept going when it was tough. They kept showing up when no one was watching. That's discipline. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. In the beginning, it feels hard. Waking up early feels painful. Saying no to distractions feels uncomfortable. But every time you push through, you train your mind. You build self-control. And slowly, discipline becomes your new normal. Start small. You don't need to change everything overnight. Begin with simple steps. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Set a time to work on your goals every day. Turn off your phone when it's time to focus. Stick to a healthy routine. Each little step builds your inner strength. And over time, small actions become big progress. One powerful habit is setting clear goals and sticking to them no matter what. Write them down. Keep them in front of you. Don't just think about them when you're feeling inspired. Think about them every single day. Let them guide your actions. Let them remind you why you started. You will face temptations. You will want to take the easy way out. Your mind will say, just skip it today, or you've done enough. But this is where discipline comes in. This is where you ask yourself, will this choice bring me closer to my goals or push me further away? Discipline helps you make the right choice, even when it's the harder one. There will be times when no one cheers you on, when you don't get support or recognition, when your progress feels slow. But discipline doesn't care about applause. It's about doing what's right, not what's easy. It's about holding yourself accountable, even in silence. You might also find yourself comparing your journey to others. Maybe someone else is further ahead. Maybe they seem to succeed faster. But their path is not yours. Discipline teaches you to keep your eyes on your own progress. You are not in a race. You are in a transformation. Your only job is to be better than you were yesterday. When you fall, don't give up. Failure is not the end. It's part of the process. Discipline means getting back up again and again. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to keep going. Every time you rise after a fall, you grow stronger. That's how real growth happens. Discipline also means managing your time wisely. Every day you get the same 24 hours as everyone else. How you use them makes all the difference. Cut out time wasters. Plan your day. Set priorities. Create routines that support your goals. A life without structure often leads to chaos, but a disciplined life brings focus and results. There's a story of a man who wanted to run a marathon, but had never run a single mile. At first, he hated running. Every step felt like pain. But he made a promise to himself: run every day, no matter what. Some days he ran 1 mile, some days 5. Rain or shine, he ran. Months passed, he got faster, stronger, more confident. On the day of the marathon, he finished the race, not because of talent, but because of discipline. That's the kind of power you have too, if you stay consistent. Discipline also teaches you patience. In a world that wants quick results, discipline says good things take time. It helps you trust the process. It reminds you that even slow progress is still progress. Brick by brick, day by day, you are building something great. Stay patient, stay focused. There will be sacrifices. You may have to say no to fun plans. You may have to sleep less or work more. But remember, discipline is not about punishment. It's about purpose. It's about trading short-term comfort for long-term success. Your future self will thank you for the effort you make today. And don't forget to reward yourself along the way. Celebrate small wins. Take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. This will keep your spirit alive and remind you that the journey, though hard, is worth it. If you ever feel like quitting, remember why you started. Think about the life you're trying to build. Think about the pain of staying stuck. Think about the joy of finally winning, of finally living the life you deserve. Let that vision fuel your fire. You are stronger than you think. Discipline is inside you, waiting to be developed. It's not about being perfect. It's about being committed. Every day, you have the choice to grow or to give up. Choose growth. Focus on your actions, not just your feelings. Focus on your routines, not just your dreams. Let discipline be your foundation. Let it carry you when motivation fades. Because in the end, it's not the most excited person who wins, it's the one who keeps going. Discipline is your superpower. Use it and keep going until you win. Chapter 6, Turn Pain into Power. Everyone experiences pain. It comes in many forms: failure, heartbreak, loss, rejection, disappointment. You may have been hurt by someone you trusted. You may have failed when you gave your best. You may have dreams that didn't go the way you planned. Pain is a part of life, but it doesn't have to be the end of your story. In fact, pain can become the very fuel that drives you forward. If you allow it, pain can become power. It's easy to feel defeated when life hits hard. When things go wrong, your mind can start telling you lies like, "You're not strong enough, you'll never make it," or "It's too late for you." But you must understand that these painful moments are not meant to stop you. They are meant to shape you. They're a part of your growth, not a sign of your weakness. Some of the strongest people in the world were once broken. They were betrayed. They were told they wouldn't succeed. They faced deep loss, but they didn't let their pain define them. They chose to rise. They chose to grow stronger. They chose to take the lessons from their pain and use them to build something better. Pain can teach you things comfort never will. It can show you who you are, what you value, and what you're capable of. Pain tests your spirit. It pushes you to your limits. But once you go through it, you realize just how powerful you really are. You discover a strength you didn't know you had. When life gets painful, you have two choices. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can sit in self-pity, asking why life is unfair, or you can stand up and decide that this pain will not go to waste. You can cry, yes. You can feel the weight. But after the tears, you rise. You get back up with more fire, more focus, and more heart than before. One woman lost her job after 10 years of loyal service. She was devastated. Her self-worth dropped. She felt hopeless. But after some time, she decided not to let that job loss define her. She used the free time to develop a new skill she'd always dreamed of: baking. She turned her kitchen into a small home bakery. Slowly, she built a customer base. Today, she owns a bakery shop that she runs with passion and pride. Her pain became her new path. This is what happens when you choose to respond to pain with power. You don't deny the pain. You don't pretend it doesn't hurt. You simply refuse to let it hold you down. You say, "Yes, this happened, but I will not be broken. I will rise because of this, not in spite of it." Sometimes pain teaches you to value life more. When you lose someone you love, you learn how short and precious life is. You begin to appreciate the small moments. You hug tighter. You speak kinder. You realize that life isn't about perfection, it's about presence. That awareness can completely change how you live. Other times, pain teaches you about your own strength. Maybe you went through a dark season, mentally, emotionally, or financially, and made it out alive. That's power. You may not realize it, but surviving that storm gave you something no classroom or book ever could: resilience. Now, no matter what happens, you know you've already faced the worst and come through it stronger. You can also use pain to connect with others. Your scars can speak life into someone else's wounds. When you share your story honestly, it reminds others they're not alone. It gives them hope. It tells them, if I made it, you can too. That's a powerful gift to give. But none of this happens if you keep running from your pain. You have to face it. You have to sit with it. You have to understand it. Only then can you transform it. Don't numb it with distractions or fake smiles. Feel it fully, and then rise with wisdom. Writing down your pain can help. Start a journal. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. Just write from your heart. Write what you feel, what you fear, what you're learning. As you write, you may begin to see patterns, growth, and strength you never noticed. This is part of the healing process. Talking to someone can also help. A trusted friend, a mentor, or a counselor can guide you through your pain. You don't have to carry it alone. There is no shame in asking for help. In fact, it takes great courage to say, "I'm not okay, but I want to be." There is also healing in movement. Go for a walk, work out, dance, stretch, move your body and release some of that trapped emotion. Physical movement can refresh your mind and renew your spirit. When your body feels stronger, your heart often follows. Another key to turning pain into power is forgiveness. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe you trusted the wrong people. Maybe you didn't know better. That's okay. You're human. Learn the lesson and let it go. Don't carry guilt forever. You can't change the past, but you can choose how the story ends. Make peace with your past so you can fully live in the present. Don't let one painful chapter stop you from writing a powerful future. You are not your pain. You are the person rising from it. You are the one rewriting the story. There's a saying, broken crayons still color. Even if you feel damaged, lost, or torn, you still have value. You still have purpose. You can still create beauty in this world. Your pain did not remove your worth. It revealed your strength. So what now? Use your pain as fuel. Let it drive you, not destroy you. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it awaken your passion. Let it open your heart. There's power inside you that only comes alive in hard times. Don't waste it. You didn't choose the pain, but you can choose the response. And that choice makes all the difference. Don't wait for the pain to disappear before you start living. Start living now with your scars, your lessons, your strength. Your past may have been painful, but your future is still in your hands. Use what hurt you to build what heals you. Let your pain give birth to your purpose. Let your story inspire others. Remember, you're still here. You're still standing. You're still breathing. And that means you're not finished yet. Turn your pain into power. Keep going until you win. Chapter 7. Protect your energy. Your energy is one of your greatest tools. It shapes how you think, how you feel, and how you act. If your energy is high and positive, you feel alive, confident, and ready to face anything. But when your energy is low or negative, everything feels harder. Even small problems seem big. That's why protecting your energy is so important, especially when you're working toward a better life. If you don't guard your energy, the world will drain it. There are people, habits, and environments that can either lift you up or pull you down. Some people always complain, criticize, or talk about problems. After spending time with them, you feel tired or sad, even if nothing bad happened. That's not by accident. Their negative energy affects you. You must learn to protect yourself from it, not by hating them or judging them, but by setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to shut people out. They are limits that protect your peace. It's okay to say no. It's okay to leave conversations that feel heavy. It's okay to walk away from people who keep pulling you into drama, fear, or gossip. You don't owe anyone your energy, especially if they are not helping you grow. This doesn't mean you become cold or selfish. It means you love yourself enough to choose what and who you allow into your space. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to protect your own light so you can shine brighter and help others too, but not at the cost of your well-being. Also, think about your habits. What are you feeding your mind every day? Are you watching the news too much? Scrolling endlessly through social media? Comparing yourself to others? Listening to negative music or conversations? These things might seem small, but they shape your mindset and mood. Be honest with yourself. If something drains you or makes you feel less than enough, it's time to let it go. Instead, choose habits that give you energy. Read inspiring books. Listen to music that lifts your spirit. Spend time in nature. Practice gratitude. Meditate or pray. Exercise. Eat healthy food. Talk to people who encourage you. All these small choices fill your mind and body with strength. They remind you who you are and why you're on this journey. One man I knew used to start every day by checking his phone. He'd scroll through emails, social media, and messages. Within 10 minutes, he already felt stressed, behind, and distracted. But after learning about protecting his energy, he made a simple change: no phone for the first hour of the day. Instead, he read something positive, stretched, and wrote his goals. Within weeks, his mood and focus improved. He didn't change the world. He changed his energy, and that changed everything. Another way to protect your energy is to be aware of your thoughts. Your thoughts create your feelings, and your feelings guide your actions. If you keep telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never make it," or life is too hard, your energy will shrink. But if you speak life into yourself, I can do this, I'm getting stronger, this is part of my growth, you begin to feel more powerful. Your inner voice matters. You hear it more than anyone else. Make sure it's kind. Make sure it supports your dreams, not your doubts. If you catch yourself thinking something negative, pause and replace it with something positive. It takes practice, but your mind will listen. Over time, positive thinking becomes your default and your energy stays higher, even in hard times. Sometimes, protecting your energy also means resting. We live in a world that celebrates being busy, but being busy all the time is not the same as being productive. You need rest. You need time to breathe, reflect, and recharge. It's not laziness, it's wisdom. Rest helps your body heal and your mind clear. When you rest well, you rise stronger. There's nothing wrong with stepping back when you feel overwhelmed. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to please everyone. Protecting your energy means learning to say, this doesn't serve me right now, and moving forward with peace. Let's talk about your environment too. Where you spend your time matters. If you're always in noisy, messy, or toxic spaces, your mind stays on alert. But if your space is clean, calm, and uplifting, your thoughts feel more peaceful. You don't need a perfect home or office, just a space that reflects who you want to become. Fill your space with things that inspire you, quotes, colors, plants, music, light. Make it a place where your soul feels safe. Even a small corner can become your sanctuary, your recharge zone. That space reminds you that you are in control of your energy and your life. Sometimes the hardest part of protecting your energy is letting go of people you care about. Maybe it's a friend who always doubts you, or a partner who brings more stress than support. You love them, but their presence keeps pulling you down. This is where courage comes in. You must choose your future over your comfort. You must love yourself enough to walk away from what hurts your growth. You can love someone from a distance. You can wish them well without keeping them close. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It means you're strong enough to choose what's right for you. And once you create that space, better energy, better people, and better opportunities will find you. There's a story of a young artist who was full of ideas but always surrounded by people who mocked his dreams. They laughed at his work and told him to stop wasting time. For years, he doubted himself. But one day, he moved to a new city, got a small apartment, and started painting again, alone, in silence, without judgment. That space and peace gave him the energy he had lost. Within a year, he held his first art show. Today, his work inspires others around the world. He didn't just protect his energy, he reclaimed his life. You have the same power. Every day, you get to choose what you allow in. You get to choose your thoughts, your habits, your environment, your circle. You don't need to control everything, but you must control your energy, because that energy will either build your dream or slowly destroy it. Make a list of the things and people who drain you. Be honest. Then make a second list, things and people who fill you with joy, hope, and peace. Spend more time with the second list. That's your path forward. Protect your energy like it's your most valuable treasure, because it is. Without it, your dreams fade. With it, anything is possible. This is your journey. This is your life. Guard your peace, defend your joy, honor your purpose, and keep going until you win. Chapter 8. Be consistent, not perfect. Success doesn't come from doing everything right once. It comes from doing the right things again and again, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, and even when nobody is watching. Too many people wait until they feel ready or until they think they can do something perfectly. But the truth is, perfection isn't what changes your life. Consistency does. Think about water dripping on a rock. One drop doesn't make a difference, but over time, those small drops shape the rock. That's what your daily efforts do to your life. Every small positive step you take creates change. You may not see it right away, but that doesn't mean it's not working. Consistency is the secret behind every great result. If you want to get strong, you don't go to the gym once and expect muscles. You go again and again, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel motivated. If you want to learn a new skill, you don't practice only when it's fun. You practice even when you fail. You show up. That's how you grow. Many people give up too soon because they expect quick results. They think, I've been trying for a week and nothing has changed. But growth takes time. Think about planting a seed. You water it, care for it, and wait. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process. Your life works the same way. A man once decided to run every morning to improve his health. The first week was tough. His legs hurt, he felt slow, but he didn't stop. He kept showing up every morning, no matter how he felt. 1 month later, he could run longer. 3 months later, he lost weight and felt more alive. A year later, running became a part of his identity. Not because he was the fastest, but because he was consistent. Consistency builds habits, and habits build your life. When you do something regularly, it becomes a part of who you are. You no longer have to force it. It feels natural. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be committed. Some days will be harder than others. That's normal. You will have low energy. You might face stress or distractions, but those are the moments when showing up matters most. Even doing a little is better than doing nothing. 5 minutes of effort is better than giving up. It's not about doing your best every day. It's about doing something every day. Many successful people you admire aren't the most talented or the smartest. They are the most consistent. They kept going when others stopped. They kept learning when others gave up. They kept believing in themselves when nobody else did. That's why they made it. It's easy to feel discouraged when you don't see fast results. But remember this, success is built quietly. It grows in the background. While you're showing up daily, writing, training, working, improving, your future is slowly forming. You may not see the full picture now, but one day, all the effort will make sense. To stay consistent, you need discipline. Motivation is helpful, but it fades. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation is gone. Discipline says, I'll do this because it matters, not because I feel like it. That mindset changes everything. Create a simple plan for your goals. Don't try to do too much at once. Start small. Choose 1 or 2 habits you can stick to. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's writing 1 page a day. Maybe it's drinking more water. These small steps build trust with yourself. And when you trust yourself, you grow stronger. Also, track your progress. Keep a notebook or app where you mark what you've done each day. It gives you a clear view of your growth. Even on tough days, looking back at your progress can inspire you to keep going. Be patient with yourself. You will have bad days. You will fall off track. But don't let one mistake turn into a complete stop. You're not failing. You're learning. Get back up and keep moving. The path to success isn't a straight line. It's full of twists, falls, and restarts. But if you stay consistent, you'll always move forward. Sometimes people will doubt you. They'll say you're wasting time. They won't see the value of your small daily steps. But remember, you're not doing this to impress others. You're doing this to build the life you want. Your effort is not for their approval. It's for your freedom. Even if nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. Even if nobody believes in your dream, keep believing. You don't need permission to be great. You just need to keep going. Think of an author who writes a little every day. At first, it's just a few paragraphs, but after weeks and months, those small writings become a book. Think of a student who studies a little each day. At first, it seems slow, but later they become a master of their subject. The magic is in the daily effort. You don't need to be the best today. You just need to be better than yesterday. That's progress. That's power. Choose progress over perfection. Perfection can make you feel stuck. It makes you fear mistakes, but progress gives you room to grow. It allows you to try, fail, learn, and rise again. Let go of the pressure to be flawless. Focus on being faithful. Your consistency is a message to the world. It says, I am serious about my goals. I am not giving up. And over time, the world will respond. When you feel tired, rest, but don't quit. When you feel doubt, remind yourself why you started. When you feel weak, remember how far you've come. And when nobody notices your hard work, keep going anyway. You're building something bigger than today. You're building a better future, step by step. And it all starts with being consistent. So show up every day with courage, with heart, with hope, because it's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Keep going until you win. Chapter 9, Believe when no one else does. One of the hardest but most important parts of the journey to success is believing in yourself when no one else does. When you're working on your dream, there will be times when people around you won't understand it. They may laugh at your ideas, doubt your ability, or try to talk you out of it. Some may even walk away from you. In those moments, you must hold on to your own belief, even if you're standing alone. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you think you're better than everyone else. It means you trust that you have something inside you, something strong, something special that is worth fighting for. It means you're willing to keep going, even when you're scared, even when the results aren't showing yet, and even when the world tells you to give up. There's a quiet strength in self-belief. It doesn't always shout. It doesn't always look confident. Sometimes it's just a small voice in your heart that says, try again. Sometimes it's the decision to get up one more time after failing. That's belief. And it's more powerful than talent, money, or fame. Let's be real. People often see success only after it's happened. They don't see the early mornings, the sleepless nights, the doubts you fought through, or the pain you carried in silence. They don't see the tears you wiped away or the battles you won alone. But you see it, you live it, and that's why your belief in yourself matters most. Think about a young woman who dreamed of opening her own bakery. She didn't have much money. She didn't have a team, but she had recipes she believed in and a heart full of fire. People told her, it's too risky, or you should get a normal job. But she kept baking in her small kitchen. Day after day, she sold her goods to neighbors and friends. Slowly, her name spread. A year later, she opened a tiny shop. Now, she owns a chain of bakeries and teaches others how to start their own. No one believed at the start, except her. That kind of story isn't rare because of talent. It's rare because most people quit when they're doubted. But those who keep going, those who push forward when no one claps for them, they become the stories we all admire. When people don't believe in your dream, it can hurt, especially if it's your family or close friends. You want their support. You want them to cheer you on. But sometimes they can't see what you see. That doesn't make them bad. It just means your vision is not theirs. And that's okay. Your dream was given to you, not them. Don't spend your energy trying to convince people to believe in you. Use that energy to build something they can't ignore. Let your results speak for you. Let your growth prove your strength. When they see what you've done, they may come around. And even if they don't, you'll know you made it without needing their approval. Belief also means staying strong when your progress is slow. There will be times when you work hard and nothing seems to change. You'll wonder, am I even moving forward? But success is like a mountain. You don't see the peak until you're close. Every small step counts. Every day of effort builds momentum, even if it doesn't show right away. Some people get stuck because they wait for permission. They wait for someone to tell them they're good enough, smart enough, ready enough. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. You have to give yourself permission. You have to believe you're worthy now, not later, not someday. Now, this belief doesn't come from outside praise. It comes from within. You build it by doing the work, learning through failure, and standing back up each time you fall. Every time you keep going, you prove to yourself that you are capable, and that proof becomes power. There's a young man who wanted to become a filmmaker. He didn't go to film school. He didn't have expensive cameras. He just had an old phone and a story in his heart. People told him it was impossible, but he kept filming. He studied online, practiced every day, and shared his work with whoever would watch. Years later, his short films won awards, not because he had the best equipment, but because he believed when no one else did. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect. You don't need everyone to agree with you. You need to start. You need to trust yourself enough to take the first step, then the next and the next. With each step, your belief will grow stronger, and with strong belief, your actions will become bolder. Another part of belief is speaking life into yourself. Your words matter. If you always say, I can't, I'm not ready, this is too hard, your mind starts to believe it. But if you say, I'm learning, I'm improving, I'm getting closer, your mind shifts. It starts to look for ways to win instead of reasons to quit. Be your own biggest supporter. Remind yourself of your progress. Celebrate your small wins. Talk to yourself with kindness and hope. You don't have to be loud, but you do have to be loyal to your dream, to your growth, to your future. Sometimes belief means staying in the game even when it's lonely. You might not have people cheering for you. You might not have a big crowd or a mentor, but you still have you. And if you stay with yourself, if you back yourself, you'll get to a place where others will follow. You're not meant to be understood by everyone. You're not meant to fit in. You're meant to stand out. And standing out means standing alone at times. It means walking a path that others are too afraid to take. But if you walk it long enough, you'll find others who believe too. People who get it, people who support you, people who add fuel to your fire. So keep your head up, keep your heart open, and keep believing, especially on the hard days. Because the moment you stop believing is the moment you stop moving. But if you keep going, step by step, with faith, you will reach what you were born to reach. Your belief is your fuel. Don't let anyone take it from you. Don't give it away because someone else can't see what you see. Protect it, nurture it, and let it lead you forward. Because belief, when held strong enough, becomes unstoppable. And when you believe in yourself long enough, you will win. Keep going until you win. Chapter 10. Keep going until you win. Life will test you in ways you never expected. There will be moments when everything feels heavy, when every step forward feels like a battle. You might question your path, your strength, and your purpose. But this is the most important truth you must hold on to. You must keep going until you win. Success doesn't belong to the smartest person, the most talented, or even the luckiest. It belongs to the one who refuses to quit. It belongs to the one who stays focused, keeps moving, and doesn't stop until the goal becomes real. If you want to win, you have to make that decision deep inside. No matter what comes my way, I will keep going. Let's be honest. It's easy to keep going when things are working out. When you see progress, when you feel strong, when people are supporting you, momentum feels natural. But the real test comes when things go silent. When you work hard and nothing seems to change. When doors close. When you hear more no than yes. That's when most people give up. That's when the weak stop. But you are not most people. You are not weak. You are not here to quit. You are here to finish what you started. Sometimes life feels like a storm. Everything shakes. Everything feels uncertain. But storms pass. They don't last forever. What matters is that you hold steady while they rage. You don't need to run. You don't need to hide. You need to stand. Even if your legs shake, even if your heart hurts, you need to stay in the fight. You might not have all the answers. You might not know the exact steps, but you do know this. Quitting is not an option. If you fall down 10 times, you get up 11. If you hear no 100 times, you ask again 101. That's how winners are made. There was a man who failed in business more than once. He lost elections. People mocked his dreams, but he didn't stop. He kept going. Eventually, he became one of the greatest leaders his country had ever known. His name was Abraham Lincoln, not because he never failed, but because he never quit. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a straight path. You need courage, patience, and grit. And above all, you need to move forward, even if your progress is slow. Every time you push through doubt, you grow. Every time you work through pain, you become stronger. Every time you say, I'm not giving up today, you build a deeper belief in yourself. There will be people who doubt you, people who tell you to play it safe, people who say it's too late or you're not good enough. You must learn to silence those voices, not by shouting back, but by showing results, by becoming so focused, so consistent, and so determined that you turn every doubt into dust. The finish line doesn't come to you. You run to it, step by step, day by day, through confusion, through pressure, through fear. You earn it with sweat, tears, and unshakable belief. Sometimes it will feel like nothing is working. You'll wonder if your dream is even possible. But in those moments, remind yourself, you are not starting over. You are starting again from experience. You are stronger now, wiser, better equipped, and much closer than you were yesterday. A woman once dreamed of becoming a doctor, but she had to work full-time and take care of her younger siblings. It took her over a decade of night classes, early mornings, and endless sacrifice. But she never stopped. Today, she wears the white coat with pride, not because her path was easy, but because she walked it with determination. What if she had given up halfway? What if you give up when you're only a few steps away from your breakthrough? You never know how close you are when you feel like quitting. That's the secret life keeps hidden. The closer you are to the breakthrough, the louder the doubts become, the heavier the pressure feels. Because the test always comes before the triumph. You are allowed to rest, but not to stop. You are allowed to cry, but not to quit. You are allowed to feel scared, but not to run away. Every champion was once a beginner. Every winner was once lost. The difference is they kept going. Your pain is part of the process. Your struggle is part of the story. And your perseverance, that's your power. Let others take the easy path. You take the path that leads to greatness. You weren't created to live a small, fearful life. You were created to shine, to grow, to win. But winning isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet progress, quiet healing, quiet strength. What matters is that you keep moving, no matter how quietly. Sometimes you'll need to walk alone. That's okay. Not everyone will understand your dream. Not everyone will believe in your path. But you don't need a crowd. You need clarity. And that clarity will carry you through the noise. There is a fire in you that will not burn out. A dream in you that still matters. Don't let it die because things are hard. Keep feeding it. Keep believing. Keep walking forward. And when you finally reach your goal, when you stand in the place you once only imagined, you will look back and realize that every tear, every setback, every lonely step was worth it. You will be proud not just of the win, but of the person you became on the way there. You will become the proof that staying focused works. You will become the story that others use as hope. So don't stop now. Don't stop halfway. Don't let anything or anyone pull you off course. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep believing. Keep fighting until you win. Conclusion, you are the key. As you reach the end of this book, remember this. Your journey is just beginning. Everything you need to win is already inside you. The strength, the courage, the fire, the heart, it's all there waiting for you to use it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out. What you do need is the decision to focus on you until you win. You have read about discipline, belief, failure, focus, and growth. But reading alone isn't enough. Now is the time to apply what you've learned. Don't let this be just another book you finish and forget. Let it be the push that starts something powerful in you. Let it be the reason you finally say, this is my time. I'm going all in on myself. You see, life will always throw challenges. People will always have opinions. But your job is not to please everyone. Your job is to become who you were born to be. And that starts by turning your attention inward, not to your fears or doubts, but to your strength, your purpose, and your dreams. Focus on you, not on what others are doing, not on the distractions, not on the noise. When you put your full attention on your growth, your vision, your actions, you rise, slowly, steadily, and with purpose. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Every second you spend comparing yourself or doubting your ability is a second you could be building something great. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to show up for yourself, daily, fully, and fearlessly. Winning doesn't always look like a trophy or applause. Sometimes it looks like getting up one more time. Sometimes it looks like showing up when you don't feel ready. Sometimes it looks like silence, struggle, and long nights. But it's still winning because you didn't quit. This is your life, your dream, your fight. Own it. Don't give your energy to things that steal your peace. Don't waste your time waiting for things to be easy. You are not here for easy. You are here for growth, for progress, for victory. And remember, small steps taken with full focus can take you farther than big leaps taken with doubt. So take the first step, then the next. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep building, brick by brick, until one day you look around and realize you made it. You stayed focused. You didn't give up. You won. And that will be your story, not because someone gave it to you, but because you earned it. Stay focused. Stay strong. Stay true to your path. Focus on you until you win. Thank you for listening to Focus on You Until You Win by Martin M. Daniels. If you've made it to this point, I want you to pause for a moment and recognize something powerful. You showed up for yourself. You invested time, energy, wrath, and heart into something that matters, you. This audiobook wasn't just a collection of words. It was a call to rise higher, to believe deeper, and to stay focused until your dreams become reality. Whatever challenges lie ahead, remember this: you are not alone, and you are not powerless. The strength, the fire to keep going, it's already inside you. No matter how long the road, no matter how steep the climb, keep moving, keep believing, keep focusing on the one person who can change everything, you. And as you walk your path, I hope these words stay with you, whispering courage in your quiet moments and reminding you again and again that your time is coming as long as you don't give up. If this audiobook touched your heart, helped you grow, or lit a spark inside you, please support our channel, Fearless Audio, by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who needs this message. Your support helps us keep creating powerful content that lifts others, just like you've been lifted today. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, stay fearless, and never forget, focus on you until you win.